guys are coming, I'm gonna do a skit.
So once upon a time, Dorothy was living with her dear old aunt and her dear old uncle. But their neighbor was very mean. She stole her dog, and then she gave back to Dorothy. But then there was a tornado. But before that, Dorothy ran away and she saw the magician. And the magician told her that Auntie Em missed her. And then all of a sudden, Dorothy was whisked away in a tornado and dropped off in... Turn that off. Anyways, and then Dorothy met the Munchkins from the other crowd. Then she met Glinda, who fell from a star. She fell from a star. She fell very far. And Kansas, she said, the name of the star. Then the Munchkins sing along. Kansas, she says, the name of the star. And then Dorothy goes on the other road, where she meets a scarecrow this way, or maybe both ways. And then they skip through, follow the other road because of the things he does. They're going to see the Tin Man. Okay. And then they give him oil. And then he doesn't have a heart. Then because bang, bang, ding, 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 ding. What a nice echo. Exactly, I don't have a heart. And then they go on the other road because of the wonderful things he does. Where they meet the cowardly lion, and he scares Toto. And then he says, I'm just a wuss. And his tail is going everywhere. So he grabs his tail, I'm just a wolf. And he dries his tears. And then they go by the other crowd. Because the wonderful things he does. Where they feel their puppies. And the lion and Dorothy fall asleep. And then you hear singing. And then it starts to snow. And then they get up and they go to the Wizard of Oz. Because of the wonderful things he does. Where they meet the wizard, who's a mean man. He says, kill the witch and bring me back her broom. Otherwise I will not grant your wishes. So they go, Dorothy's a small and meek, okay. And then they go around they're not in the other crowd anymore, but they still latch arms because they're friends. And then they run into but before that, Dorothy gets whisked up by the flying monkeys and knocked into a tower. Oh, Auntie Em! And then the three other guys knocked down the door with yo-ho suits on, and they knocked down the door and they saved Dorothy. I'm melting because Dorothy threw a bucket of water at the witch. I'm melting! What a cruel, cruel world. And then they go back to the Oz and they say, we did what you asked, here's a broom. And he says, that's too bad. Then Toto, what does he find? He's a man behind the curtain. What is that? So they go behind the curtain. They see, oh, don't mind the man behind the curtain, but you must mind the man behind the curtain, because that's a Wizard of Oz. And he reaches in the back bag and gives him a blue ribbon and a heart and all this other stuff. And he goes back home in an air balloon. But too bad, Dorothy missed the flight. So then Dorothy clicks her heels 3 times. I wish. There's no place like home. There's no place like home. There's no place like home. Oh, Auntie Em, I just had the weirdest thing, and you were there, and you were there, and you were there. Dorothy, you had a pretty bad fall. Oh, there's no place like home. Bye!